We are using Lightning Web Components open source in this project to connect to Salesforce from an external application and view data from objects used to build a prototype that integrated Visualforce and ArcGIS API for JavaScript 3.x. As you can see on the screen, we have LWC OS on the right and the Visualforce application integrated with ArcGIS API on the left. As you can see in the interface of the Visualforce, the objects we're talking about are work orders and observation. And the interface itself has a data entry form that would allow people to collect information for the observation that they observe. You have a table showing the list of observation with the filter and also a map that allows us to either draw or show the observation that were collected. The map comes with a toolbar that allows us to draw on the map. You have a find or geolocation that allows you to find your location at any time. You can also switch the map from street to raster. As you go in and find your location, you can zoom in or zoom out to look at the vicinity of where you are located on the map itself. The components in this application know about each other. The data entry form can send event to the map can send event to the data entry form. The table can also send event to the map and so on. Now let's say here we were in a situation where we spotted a defect on the road located on 56th Street. You can go onto the toolbar here and then select the geometry that you want to use to place that observation. Like here, if we wanted to place a polyline, it's a crack, and we can go in and click on polyline. Then go into the map and start drawing the line that would represent the observation that we just spotted. You can not only use points or shapes to draw your observation, you can also use lines and polylines. And after you draw the line in, then you can go on the form and start entering the data for that specific observation. Like the caller who placed the call for observation with the email address, you can put in the location for the observation itself and log the problem. As you can see, the red line next to the field shows you that this is a required a field. You have to put information in that field to be able to save the form. And then if you have a memo or comments, you can go in and enter that information. And as you enter data, the form itself has validation rules to make sure that you enter the right data in the corresponding field. Then you have a lookup field after that you can click on to select the road, and you can see there that road is required because there's a master detail relationship between the road and the observation table or objects. And once you have that information put in, you can also take a picture of the observation or choose a picture on a file to load with the record. If there's no picture, then you can go and just click on the save button and then save the record for that observation. The form would reload or refresh. And you can see here that the observation that you just logged in is now shown both on the table of observation, but and you look also on the left, on the right side, you will see that on your LWC OS, that observation is also showing on the list of observation that you have in Lightning Web Components. We have a trigger mechanism also that would allow the program to send email to both the caller and the student department manager. And we could use as many notifications that we would want to make sure that people who need to do work get the information right on time. As you add the observation, you can also go into the table and click on the zoom to find a specific observation. Once the observations are loaded on the map, you can click on a graphic and see the attribute of the observation itself. So you can see here again a clear connection between the form, the tables, and the map information. And you can also go in and edit observation and then be able to go and modify the information that you saved earlier. And then once you enter the new information, you can go ahead and commit it again and hit the save button. Then the application also allows you to add work orders for each of the observations that you place on the map. When you click on the work order, then a new form comes and allow you to enter the information for that work order. You can select the date that it's scheduled, the category and the unit that is supposed to do the work itself. Again, here also, if you have pictures, you can attach them and to the work order. Then hit save. You will see a list of work orders now showing for that observation that you can go and edit and start putting information there on one, the job should start and so on. If you know the started date, the completion date, you can add that. You can add information like the cost itself, for the cost for the workstation, for the work order itself. Then if you know the material that was used, you can add that. If you have comments, you can also go and add comments for the specific work order. So this will give you basically a list of information that would tell the street department exactly what was done and how it was done and how much it cost to the city to fix that specific defect on the road. And this also makes the difference between really this application and other form-centric survey application, because you can add as many tables as you want to the application itself. You can return to the observation table and see that the cost that you added is showing already on to the list of observation there. You can go back, and if you needed to add more work orders on that same observation, you can go in and again, select and add another work order. Like this one will be phase one, and then again put the unit that's supposed to do the work, do a save, and then once you're done, you can go back and edit that work order to see whether it was completed or not. And as you can see, while you're adding information on the VF form to update those work orders and observation, you can see the form on the right, which is LWC, also showing the cost of the work order and so on. So we will go in and add again a cost again for this specific work order, let's say $500. And then if you have comments, you can add the comments on that work order. And then once you have all the information for the work order, you can go ahead and hit the save button and commit that information to the database. Again, just like we have work orders here, we could have had also other forms that show maybe meetings or biddings and so on. So this is definitely somewhat an opportunity for people who are doing surveying to be able to have all the forms that they need and attach them to the survey application that they're using. We can go back and if the work is completed, to hit edit, go back to the observation, and then if everything was fixed, then we can select date of the date observation was fixed. And then again, if we go in and save, you will see that this time the form would come again, but that observation is no longer in the list because we're only seeing the observations that are not fixed yet for the last 30 days. And you can also look on the LWC application and see that not only the fix was updated to yes, but the cost itself also show the total cost for the work order itself. We have again the filter on the VF application that allows us to find almost any kind of observation. Here we can go in and look at all the cracking that we have collected. You can go in and look at the fixed items, and you can see here the last item that we did and that was fixed is showing on the table. And you can see also on the right side on the LWC that we have a search field that would allow us to look at the information that we are getting from Salesforce directly in the LWC. You can go in and search observation by street names. Like if we just type in 56, then we can look at all the observation that were located on 56th Street. You can go ahead and search by type of observation. If you just type in RAV, you can see that you have observation there raveling on the street. You can go also look at the observation by date. So you can type in either a year or a year and months or even a day and be able to view all the observations that were collected for that specific times. So like here we go in and then type in 2019 and the months of November 11, then you will see that we will get the observation that we just created. And once you go in and click on that observation, you will get the detail observation itself. You have the observation number, you can see the memo or comments for the observation. And the line that we drew on the map here, we're just showing basically the attribute of that line. You can see the geometry type that says line, and then you can see different points. Also, you have a list of work orders that were somewhat collected or performed on that specific observation. So what we want here is to be able later on to use LWC and even bring the mapping component onto the application. That way we can see the exact line that we had in Visualforce. We will be able to replicate that line also on LWC. Again, the other thing that we're looking at is to be able to use data entry form in LWC and being able to replicate basically the entire VF application using LWC OS. This is a great opportunity for programmers who can have basically the best of Salesforce and at the same time have a tool that would allow them to reach a wider audience.